Hi everyone. Someone messaged me and asked me to do a video on Logseq. I must admit, I had no idea about it or the fact that it even existed. Obsidian is almost perfect and I use it daily. However, it has certain shortcomings which makes me miss Rome. Weirdly enough, I was testing out Workflowy to negate some of those shortcomings and was about to subscribe to that service. For some reason, I decided to look at what Logseq is, and after just a few hours of playing around with it, I think I'm in love. It perfectly complements Obsidian. All data is locally stored in Markdown, making it compatible with Obsidian. And best of all, it's completely free. Let me explain why I think this plus Obsidian is the perfect productivity stack that currently exists. One of the things I really miss about Rome is its outliner view. I have the Obsidian outliner and zoom plugin installed, but it just doesn't feel the same. Sure, Obsidian is great for long form writing, but sometimes you really just need an outliner. Add to that the task management system. There are various plugins as well as Obsidian's inbuilt query system that have supercharged managing tasks in Obsidian in recent times, but it's still not perfect. These are just some of the pain points where Logseq truly shines. Let me show you a quick diagram that they have on their website regarding where Logseq gets its inspiration from. From Rome Research, GraphDB, Daily Notes, Backlinks, Right Sidebar, and from both Rome and Workflowy, the outliner UX. They've even mentioned some features from other apps below. So I have literally just downloaded Logseq and played around with it for a little while. Let me walk you through it. Alright, so let's get started with using Logseq. This is how Logseq opens up. Let's first add a graph. A graph is essentially like a vault if you use Obsidian. So let's click open a local directory. Now I'll select flat para and open, and it'll take a few seconds to pass the files. And there, it's opened it. Now the best part is, as you can see, it automatically creates a daily note as soon as you get started. So it's taken today's date and made a daily note out of it. It's weirdly even picked up all the other daily notes that we had created in Obsidian. So let me just change a few things. I'm not that big a fan of this theme. So let's click here. Let's click here. Let's click settings. Now after you come to settings, I'm going to select light. It looks more Romesque. And let me go back to settings. There's one more thing I want to change. So we go to editor, and as you know how pedantic I am about my date format, we'll change it to this. Oh, you need to reindex your file. Okay. Let's quickly look at the interface. So you have your search over here. Then you can go home with this. There's your back, forward, and over here is where you manage your graphs. So you can see all your graphs over here. You can reindex the graph here. You can also add new graph over here by clicking this button. Over here you have you can toggle the right sidebar, which is here as well. So it's a little weird that it's there in two places. And you can view cards, more on that a little later. You can view your graph here. So if I click this, you can see the entire graph view. Now let's just go back, click home, it'll take us back. Then you can see all pages here as well. So if you were to see every page, something like File Explorer in Obsidian, you can see it here. Best part is you can see how many backlinks are there. So I can automatically sort it by backlinks. I can sort it by when it was last created. I can sort it by when it was last updated. And let's go home again. You can see all files here as well. So it'll show you all the files here. And for some reason, it allows you to download the files as well. Maybe because you can use it both as a desktop app as well as download it from the web. Let's go back home. Settings is something we've already seen, but let's see some more options. You can change your language here if you wanted. You can choose themes. In editor, you can look at your preferred file format. So there it supports Markdown as well as org. Then your date format, which we've already done. Preferred workflow, to do, doing, or now and later. This I'll show you in just a bit. You can see your brackets by pressing this. You can customize the shortcuts here. This has inbuilt version controlling as well. And these are just some of the advanced options. It also allows you to export this graph as public pages, as standard Markdown, as OPML, as EDN, as JSON, and as rope JSON. And finally, you can import from Rome as well, clicking this button, and from OPML by choosing this button. Let's go back. Okay, let's have a look at the sidebar. So in sidebar, you have your favorites, which is already open. You can choose which is your favorite. Then you can choose recent files as well. 1 second. Let's see if this April 25th, clicking on that will take you to April 25th. Over there, it will give you more options. It will allow you to go into presentation mode. It will add to favorites. You can open a new directory. So let's add this to favorites. As you can see, it's now added to favorites. You can open in directory. You can open with default tab. You can delete this page. You can export it. You can make it public for publishing. And you can check the page history. Clicking on this will show you when it was last saved. It's pretty interesting. Okay, let's see if this has any page graph. Yes, so as you can see, it's connected to sleep as well as contents. Sleep because we've referenced it here. And contents. Oh, it was in contents, it was referenced as well. I think this content and favorite is the same, maybe. Yes, favorite and contents for some reason is the same. So let's go back to April 25th. Let's go back to the home button. Okay, you can close the page graph as well as favorites by clicking that. You can see recent. You can see help from here if you want it. So that's the right sidebar. If you press this icon, it will close it. Now, just like any other outliner, you can put here line 1, line 2. Now, option 1, this will indent by pressing the tab button. Enter will again get us in that same indentation. So option 2. Now if I want to indent it further, I can do list 1, list 2, similar to all other outliner apps. Now if I was to continue option 3, then I have to press shift and tab like any other app and it will outdent it. And if I wanted to continue line 3, again shift tab will take it out. Now, just like other apps, you can choose to zoom in and zoom out as well. So if I were to zoom into option 1, for example, I can just click the bullet here and it'll take me to option 1. Now, if I want to go up, I just click on line 2, it'll take me to line 2. If I want to go back to 10 September, it'll take me to 10 September. You can again go in, absolutely. You can get out also very easily. You have a context menu for each bullet as well. So if you right click on the bullet, you'll be able to choose a color. So you can set it as a color if you want. Let's just clear this for now. You can convert to a heading, more on that later. You can open in sidebar. So if I click that, it'll open it in the sidebar. Let's close that. Then you can choose to copy the block reference. I'll just get back to this. You can choose to make a template out of it. You can choose to copy as, you can choose to make a cart. I'll just go over this also shortly. And finally, you can choose to cut. Now, let's look at how to link pages. So to link pages, 2 square brackets and choose the page. So in this case, we want Markdown. So we'll just add that. And you can also reference a block. To do that, just add 2 brackets. So let's find a block to reference. Let's try referencing this sample 3 from task and notes. So we'll just type sample 3. Now, as you can see from April 25th, it's picked this up. So let's just select that. And it's created a block reference. Now, there's another alternative way to do it. So if I wanted to say reference note 2 from here, I can right click over here on the bullet and choose copy block reference. Then just add that over here. So just do Command V and it'll copy the block reference, Control V on a Windows machine. And if I want to go into it, I just click it and it'll directly take me into it. Let's go back. Let's go home. Like Rome, you can also choose to press shift. And if you click on this Markdown file, it'll open it in the sidebar. Let's show you some more cool features in this. You can also choose to add tags. So let's just add a dummy tag over here. The best part about this software is if you add a tag, like for example, dummy, it's a page in itself. So if you click it, you can add whatever. So add, let's just say sample content. You can choose to write whatever you want it's like a proper functioning page. So you can do whatever you want over here. And in linked references, you can also choose to filter the references. Over here, there are not that many references, so no need to filter it. Wait, if you want to see that, what we can do is, let's go to sleep. Let me close this first. It's getting a little slow. So, sleep should have a lot of references. So, let's say if I was in sleep and I wanted to only filter out certain files, right? So, I can click this and I can choose which files I want to filter. And it'll just show me those files, as you can see, not the other files. If I shift click, it'll exclude those and allow everything else. That's filter. Let's go back by clicking the home icon. Another great feature is it supports slash commands. Slash commands are really great in this. So if I wanted to add a page reference, I can just do that. If I wanted to embed a page, I can do that. So let's choose to embed a page. Let's say test. I'm sure I have some test page. Yeah. So if I do that and yeah, just demo and test. So it's not going to be that irritating. Now let me just cut this. The reason I'm cutting it is it makes it easy to delete it. Now, if I wanted to embed a block, I can do that as well. So let's go to block embed. Let me just copy this. So I get this. Oops. Command C, Control C on a computer. And over here, I'll just put this in. I'll press enter. And as you can see, it's created. But there's a difference between referencing it and embedding it. In this, you can actually choose to write something else as well. So this is a test. Now, as you can see, it's showing in both the places, even where it's referenced and even where it is at. So if I go to note 2, for example, let's go to April 25th and note 2, this is a test. Now, if I just keep it to this and go back, you can see it's updated here as well. Another great thing I like is they've made linking also very easy. You really don't have to remember anything. So for example, if I was to do https www.youtube.com/c/productivity guru, and in label I write and click submit, it'll automatically add that for me as it's supposed to. And as soon as I press enter, I can see it over there. Let's see some more commands. Same way, image can be linked. You can choose to underline things. You can choose to add a template. You can choose to upload an asset. Now again, this is more because I think it's pertaining to it being a web app. So you can choose to upload different files like images, PDF, doc, etc. Now you have your other headings as well. Now, let me just show you this. This is very similar to Obsidian. So one will make it one heading. Now just something of note. So heading. Now if I write something here, let's write something very innovative. Okay. Now as you can see, this is not part of this. So for doing that, I'll just press tab and it's automatically become part of this. So as you see, it's become part of this, right? Now we press shift tab, come out again. And if I wanted to add another heading and make it heading 2, so I can write anything over here. It doesn't matter. So I can do sample 2 and it will do heading 2. Similarly, if I wanted to add a heading 6, I'll do hashtag 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And it will create a heading 6. So this is heading 6. You just fix that. Okay, let's go back to the slash commands. Now, one of the things that I really like about this is its date and time module. You can very easily select tomorrow, yesterday, today, and it'll insert the date accordingly. So if I was to add the date for tomorrow, you can see it'll add September 11, 2021. Now, if I wanted to add a particular date or if I wanted to reference a particular date, all I have to do is again, slash, let's go time and date, and I can choose to add the current time or I can choose date picker. And from the date picker, I can actually go and choose the exact date I want. So let's say 14 July 2021. So it'll add that. This is a really cool feature and something that Obsidian seriously lacks. Let's go to something else that Logseq handles really well. So let's go back to /command and to do. So the way you add a task in this is there are two options. You have either you can do now, later, or you can do to do and doing. It's essentially the same thing. So anything that is to be done, you'll mark as to do, and anything that you're doing right now, you'll mark as doing. Same way, if you want to do it now, you can mark as now. If you want to do it later, you can mark it as later. But let's just see. You can choose actually which option you want by going to the settings. So let's go to settings. Over here in editor, we'll choose the preferred workflow. You can choose now or later. Let's go back. Settings, editor. Let's add it to do and doing because I prefer that. So over here, there's one more essential thing. You can see this to. It shows you where all each block is referenced. So if I click on this, it'll actually show me where it is referenced. Let's close that. Okay, let's get back to this. So we do slash. Okay, we don't need to do slash actually. We can just do to do, make a video. Doing video on Logseq. You'll see something really cool. In now, you can actually see what is happening here. Similarly, if I was to add just now, it'll still support that. Finish the video. So it'll show that as well. Now, what if I wanted to get this up? It supports prioritization as well. Let me just get back to this. So if I wanted to prioritize this, for example, I'll again click slash, and over here, I can give it a priority of A, B, or C. A being the highest, C being the lowest. So I'll give this the highest priority. And as you can see now, it's on top. Now, if I wanted to finish this task, I can just click this and it's marked as finished. You can see this 1 minute written. What does this mean? There's a very interesting feature that Logseq has. So Logseq essentially allows you to even track tasks, the time that you spent on each task. You can choose to turn that off by going into settings, editor, and enable time tracking off. But I want to keep it on for now. So in finish the video, I can either choose to click by going out and selecting this, but let me show you another option as well. I can also press command and enter, and it'll cycle through all the possible options. So to do, doing, done, or nothing at all. So we'll just make this as done. And as soon as we do that, it'll show you how much time I've spent on this as well. Similarly, if I was to convert option 2 into a task, I just have to press command enter, and it'll do to do, doing, and done. It'll cycle through whatever I want. So it'll cycle through to do over here. And best part is you can always keep tabs on what is done and what you're doing under the now tab. Let's see what else we can do. I can even choose to mark it as waiting. So it'll show me what I'm currently waiting for. So waiting for files. And as you can see, it'll show that. Now, if I was to do command enter in this, it will again cycle through that. Let's go backspace on that. What if I wanted to add a deadline to the task? Well, I can do that as well. All I have to do is slash deadline, and it will allow me to enter any deadline. So let's say the deadline for this task was 25th, and I'll click submit. I can add a repeater as well as have an exact time. And as you can see, deadline is mentioned here. Same way I can specify a schedule as well. Let's just look at which other slash commands are there. Now, this isn't intended to be a complete comprehensive video. It's just supposed to be a quick look. If you want a comprehensive video going over each and every aspect of Logseq, then please leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll do the same. Now, again, let's go to slash. What else can we do? We can add priority is already shown. Query is something really powerful that we can do. Again, I'll show it in another video. Zotero allows you to import Zotero journal articles. You can do the same query table function. You can have a calculator inside. You can draw inside. Draw allows you to basically create a freehand drawing using Draw. So if I click that, I can draw over here. I can add text over here. Anyways, let's turn off drawing. Let's just cut that. So drawing is shut. Now, similarly, I can have a calculator inside. I can draw inside. I can embed HTML. I can embed YouTube videos. I can embed Vimeo videos. I can embed Twitter. I can have cards, and I have no idea what closes. Cards. This is something really interesting, actually. Let me show you cards. Hashtag cards. Hashtag card. I think it was supposed to be hashtag card and not cards. View cards. Yes, it was supposed to be hashtag cards. So if you want to see the answer, in this case, the answer will be option 1. You can see option 1, option 2, option 3. Now I can choose to select if I forgot about it, if I remembered it, or if I took a while to recall it. And it will mark that as well. So that is another great feature that this has. Spaced repetition is inbuilt. Now another great feature it has is block content. So let me show you what is block content. If I do a right angle bracket, it allows you to choose from these options. Now you can accomplish the same thing using admonition in Obsidian. However, you have to remember the exact syntax for that. This makes it really easy. So if it was a tip, I just select tip and I say this is a tip. Tip line 2, for example. And I'll just press enter. And as you can see, it's very nicely and easily showing me that this is a tip. Now let's go back to doing and let's do command enter and mark it as done. Let's see what happens. 9 minutes is the time I spent on this. If I want it, I can again come on top and it'll clock it and show me the logbook as well for that. Let's see some more block contents. So SRC is essentially codes. So similar to Obsidian, you just put in your language here. So if I was doing Python, for example, I'll just put in here A is equal to B plus C, and as soon as I get out of it by pressing enter, it'll give the line number as well as it'll give the code and it'll show which language it is in. So in this case, it's Python. Now let's see some more options of block content. You can choose to have latex inside. You can mark something as important, as caution, as warning, example, export, verse, ASCII. Center is a brilliant thing again. So this text is centered. Now if I go out and press enter, you can see the text is centered. As the name suggests, this is just a first look at Logseq. It wasn't intended to be a comprehensive tutorial on it, hence it was so unstructured. If you want me to do a basic series on Logseq, then please mention that in the comment section below. If you found this video helpful, then please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And if you'd like, you can find the link to buy me a coffee below. If you have any feedback, suggestions or questions, then please leave those in the comment section below or send me a direct message via Twitter. Thank you so much for watching.